Hey people, I thought I'd start this video with a shot of me so y'all would see that I'm not a sister with a deep voice. I don't do this often because I'm usually trying to show the information on the page. But I'm not going to be using the word Bible anymore. Google doesn't like it. I'm going to start calling it the good book. And I'm going to show you where the good book come from. And I'm going to show you how they switched the word hysops and bird in the Bible, and I'm going to show you why they do that, and see if I can point everybody in the right direction. I heard a preacher talking many years ago, and he let me know. I learned from this why they switched the word hyssop and bird, and he told the story about the New Testament when it talks about don't leave your seed on the side of the road for the birds to swipe it up. And he explained this as is when you start to witness to somebody, you know, they start to awaken. They're a seed, and they're wanting to grow. And he said, finish the job. Make sure you get them to come. Make sure you get them to come to our church. So another preacher, a bird is a preacher. Another preacher don't swipe them up and lead them in the wrong direction. So this is Saturday morning, and this is the week of the car show, Cruising the Coast. So we're going to hear a lot of hot rods running down the highway today when I'm doing this. And so it's been a week since I shaved, and that's probably another reason why you don't see my face much. But yeah, that's all I do is smoke cigars, drink coffee, and read the Bible all day. So I'm not that much proud of my brown teeth these days either. I don't use fluoride. I use some herbal toothpaste, and it don't quite knock the stain off of them. So they say that this word hyssop occurs 10 times in the Old Testament with 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different spellings. And it's spelled E-A-Z-B, the A-Z-B, the hyssop, they say. But in several of these lines, I think half of them, you'll see another word in there that is hyssop, and it reads hyssop, but they give it another meaning. So this hyssop is part of the mint family. You could tell all the mints because the stem will be square. It'll have, if you cut a cross view of it, you'll see it's square. And it's got them pretty purple flowers. It was used as antiseptic, cough reliever, expectorant, traditional herbal medicine. And it's brightly colored shrub, subshrub. And the stem is woody. The leaves lanceolate, dark green. And the flowers come in pink, blue, and rarely white. And so this Hebrew word they say is ezov, E-Z-O-V, or the zov, and you see it spelled here. This one's A-Z-U-B, and the Greek is the USS O. This O is like 2 O's or a U, like supos. The eusupos. And it appears in Psalms and Leviticus, where we'll be reading Numbers. And it's drought tolerant. We're in a drought here right now. All the grass is dead, burn ban across the state. But they'll still come up next fall. And the essential oils are
are said to induce epileptic reactions in children. And it's a favorite of the beekeepers. And that's a big clue right there. Makes a rich aromatic honey. So here in Leviticus 14:6, we could see that the King James, their gross translation here. As for bird, the living, he shall take it, and wood, the cedar, and yarn, the scarlet, and the hyssop, and dip them, and bird, the living, in the blood of the bird that was killed over the water running. And so it sounds like some evil magic potion there. And so as for, this is the AT or the 2. And if you've watched my stuff, they never give this a meaning. But it seems like this page Bible Hub has been changing a lot lately, and maybe they don't like me reading it, but it doesn't even go that far now. It just stops at 26:3. It doesn't even show the rest of the times it's used. Like I said, this is one of the main words in the Bible. There's a total of 11,000 plus times. There's some that aren't labeled here. And 7,034 times just like this that never give a meaning. It's usually in red if it's given a meaning. This one's here. But yeah, they don't even go on through it. But this is 2. T-O. 2. And then the bird here is the hyssopper. The hyssopper. And this looks a lot more like hyssop than the word they have over here, the ezob. But the bird, we know on the day of creation that the bird was called here O-U-P, to see, the O-I, and to see up. And so if you read all this 4 words together, it's what, W-A-T, what, K-L-P, what, clap, to see up, canopy, what, clap, when a bird claps his hands it flies, what, clap, to see up. And so this doesn't necessarily mean bird, but it does right here, because that's what claps, to see up the canopy. We can see here that they gave this word bird every time, and you won't see that other word. They give bird over here. And like I say, they do this often. There may be several other words they call bird, and they don't associate them together so nobody catches on. But it's just the clap, to see up here. And you see will, W-L-K-L, will, clap. It's got the hyphen, so this reads backwards and then forwards. Will clap, to see up the shamim, the heavens. And here it is again, the K-L with a hyphen, the clap, to see up, K-L-P-U-O-U-P. And wood clap, to see up. Wood, W-O-D, or wood pussy up. And so this probably isn't birds here. Wood, poo. And so sometimes you look up and a bird poos in your eye, and I know it's a fact. It's happened to myself. But here it is, to all, W-O-L, to all, clap, to see up. And that's your word for birds. So for anybody who hasn't been watching me, I get all these letter definitions off the letter meaning chart, and everything starts with an A. I'm gonna read it backwards, and anytime I see attack, I'm gonna read the next word backwards and forwards. And when I get to the wall, little mirror down here, I read everything backwards. in one direction. When I get to the top, then I'll come back here. And this is written like this. It's genius, alchemical poetry. And the definitions are in the words. When you put it all in context, you look back and see what it means. So this is two, T-O. It's A-T, but it's read as two, and it's the written knowledge, and the written knowledge goes with the picture knowledge, and so it's two to the picture knowledge. To first open plants, high sop, reach high, R-E-C-H-I-E, to reach high. So when you see ripen, RPN, it's like first open seed. So this is RPX, and so that's how the definitions in the words. You know, the RPN is first open seed. That's when it's ripe. Is when it first open seed is ready. So this is to ripe plants, hyssop, reach high. And that's when they're ripe, when the flowers start reaching high. They come out big spikes on top. And then, and this, you see, this is the last three letters of wife. And wife is the act of wifing, or make, take. So this is actually about the birds and the bees, and gathering honey. So it says, to the right plants, hyssop. This R goes with the next word. This happens often after the tack, and it's because there's another code, alchemy code. They have numbers in all these words, and gives them mixes and other codes. But it's to the right plant, hyssop, reach high, make feet to. Make feet to what socks. And so the socks is the plant to see cross. And so when you're walking in the woods, you know, and you're gathering, you know, you collect it up in your sock. You know, you don't have to pull it off your foot, but you carried one with you, hopefully. So to the right plants, hyssop, reach high, make feet to what socks. And so when the hyssops are high, you make feet to what socks. Here is what inside. Here is what inside, to let you know. The tool C mark. What buzz, bees and buzz are the same word. B-Z-A, buzz, bees. What buzz ease in. What bees ease in. And what bees ease in is the flower. Not necessarily the hyssop, but any flower. It just had to be talking about the hyssop prior. What the bees ease in to table, from to what, to mate, to love to. The bee's life to tool, what life in stews. The bee life, what to tool life in stews. The bees are making what you want in there, the honey. And so people that were misreading this, you know, they might have been gathering hyssop and using it for all different kind of things, and found what it works for. But it's actually about collecting the honey. That's the real medicine. What to tool life in stews. And it's stews, S-T-A-W-Z, stews. And then the razoo. Razoo is what you have to do when you're collecting honey. You're stealing it. Razoo is to steal. I heard this word from one person in my life. It was a contractor on a job, and he was sending somebody out to steal something. See what you can razoo off the job. But in stews, razoo, to the take, to the T-A-H-Q, to the take, to the take, make the itchy first pixie too. To the take, make the itchy first pixie too. Itchy is when you're nervous and you want to get on it quick. I got an itching for something you want to do. To the take, make the itchy first pixie too. Let me turn this the other way and see if we can see it better. So it's reading back this way now. To the ripe plant hyssop, reach high, make feet too. Make foot too. It's when the hyssop's high, it's time to make foot too. Go to. What socks here is what ensign the tool see mark. The tool see mark. What bees ease in to table from two. What to mate to love to bees life to tool what life in stews. The razoo to the take, make the itch first picks two. Make the itch first picks two. You want to get there first to get the first picks two. And then it comes back down to the mirror and reads this way again. And so now it's just reading this one way. It doesn't have, there's no hyphen, there's never a hyphen when you're reading backwards. So it doesn't matter if there was a hyphen on this first word, because it would have to be on the other side, and it never happens that way. So it's the hyssop reach high. Bid from hyssop resheath. The sheath is the part of the flower that guards the stamen. To bid from hyssop resheath all the motion. M-I-M is motion, or the motion each make from, each high from, the motion each high from. The hyssop reach high, bid from the hyssop resheath all the motions each make form from. The each, E-C-H, make, and then I am is to make from, or is in form of. The motions each make form. This possibly could mean water, the waters of life. Usually when you see this Hayam, it's always given the meaning life, 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 the running water of the living, the life. The water and the motion are the same word. The waters means motion, not solid. The motion of life, or the waters of life. So if we look here, we can see that this was just one line of 9 lines in this big poem, and this was the hardest one. This is the hardest one. It's the only one that's got the mirror in it. And if we look here, interlinear chapters, we can see that it's called The Cleansing the Leper. This is the poem of Cleansing the Leper. So I'm going to try it one more time, and I'm going to try to keep my time and keep all this rhyming. But to ripe is hyssop, reach high, make feet too. What socks here is what ensign the talute. What bees ease in to table mate to. What to mate to love to bees life to. The tool what life instews razoo. To the take make the itch first picks to. Hyssop reach high, bid from hyssop resheath all the motions the Hayam. So the reason this was called the good book is right here, is good, thub or thuv. Sometimes they pronounce this B with a V. And so the ancient book, it had no words on the front. It just had this thub on the front of it. And thub was the word that the original writers had for it. And the Greeks turned it into Tayet, and they say the Egyptians called it Tayet, but we know there was no such thing as Egyptians. But this, what it represents, it's it's rope, and it's tied and hanging, and so it's what's in alchemy. It's what's missing is what you don't see, and so what this is, it's a way to tie rope up, as like your sheet line. If you're sailing and you got your left hand on the wheel and you got your sheet line in your right hand, that's your power, that's your speed. Well, if you got a good day ahead of you, everything's running pretty smooth. You can tie that sheet line off, and then you take and wrap all that stray line so it's not blowing around the wind, and you hang it. You hang it here. A thub is a protrusion, and you would hang. You would tie your rope off, and then you would just hang. And this was probably a protrusion on the mast, where you would tie like a cleat. You would tie it off, and then you would just hang the rest of that rope there. But you don't tie it tight. It's so, in case when it's time you need it, you need to loosen it fast, and you have that slack, as if you would winch your sail up. The rope on the mast would be what you use to winch your sail up, and it would tie on the bottom of the mast. The sheet line is what goes on the end of the sail, and and that would tie here. But you tie it off, and then you take your extra line and you wrap it up in this knot, and you just hang it on a thub. And so that slack's there when you need it. You can pull that pin out and you have that slack real quick to do what you need. But this is what they say the Egyptians called it, to tie it, but that's because the Greeks, the Greek Bible was written off of, it wasn't written off the Hebrew. They couldn't understand it. What the Egyptians had was written from the Hebrew, which wasn't Hebrew. It was from sailors. It was from English speaking sailors, and I just proved that. But they changed it to tie it, and that's what it is, to tie it. To tie it up. Don't leave that rope hanging on the deck to get caught. Tie it up. And they would make this little knot, and it's just all the rope wrapped up and hung on a pole out of the way. And so it had other meanings, and like I say, it was thub, it meant the center, and it was the center knot, and it was usually between the tits. It was tied up. And it's where your word tie come from. This goes around the neck. It's hanging on the thub, and this is on your chest. And this was put on bodies and caskets. It's called the buckle of the girdle of Isis. It was called the knot of Isis. It's worn to obtain goodwill. Symbolized the blood of Isis. Strength and power, and placed like the golden tat on the neck of the dead on the day of the funeral. The tat was what I was talking about a couple of movies ago about the gyro. The Decoded. We can see here 16, 17, 18 is the tat. Yeah, very important. Egyptians. Building the backbone, reconstruction of the body, Osiris, and the four crossbars symbolize the four cardinal points, the four elements: earth, air, fire, and water. But yeah, it was first from the sailors, and this was on the front of the book. There was no words, and it meant good. And good meant that you have a good day ahead of you, and you're not going to have to. You can tie that line off and hang it there, because the winds are going to be constant, the seas are going to be constant. It's going to be a good day. So that's what that means. So if you're new here, I'll leave these two links above on the end here. School for Scribes. It'll help you start to understand how I'm reading this. And I wrote it out in English. I wrote a line that reads in alchemy, and this about tattoos. It's got a lot of information. It'll teach you about where the word Jehovah come from, and my friend posted this right after this. She said she didn't watch my movie, but she posted this a couple of hours after I posted that movie, and it talks about what tattoos do for the immune system, and they made a study here in Hawaii of this tattoo artist, and they were checking antibodies, and they see that the people getting tattoos, it was building up their immune system. So you can read about that. It's not real long. Learn something about that. And I'll leave that link to the tattoo article underneath here in the description. All right, people. Good day.